All right, and welcome. At least as of recording this, we basically just finished recording Metroid, the regular one, and so here we are now with the the Game Boy Advance remake, which is Metroid Zero Mission.
Yes.
But before we get too much farther, my name is Josh.
I'm Ethan.
Cameron.
Carlos.
Colors. Okay.
Carl. All right, and so this is man, what do I even say? So, what this is actually, I don't really know too much. I think I saw a little bit from the classic Metroid, but I think this kind of has a bit more like. It kind of gives you a bit more story, at least when you're kind of starting out and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of saying, like, you know, I mean, it's still the same general thing, like, you're going to this planet to defeat Mother Brain or whatever and stuff like that, so...
Oh, you remembered the Morph Ball, unlike me.
Yeah, I knew where the Morph Ball was and stuff, yeah. And this is actually, I mean, you're going to notice pretty quickly, actually, this is actually a pretty fast-paced game, especially if you know what you're doing.
Oh, yes, definitely. It kind of
Especially compared to the NES version.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yes, this is why I figured it'd be really interesting to do the original and then the remake back-to-back, just to see how big of changes that there are. And I'm pretty sure...
And trust me, there's going to be a lot of changes. Like these, for example, these are like Chozo statues that when you curl up into a morph ball in their hands, they'll actually kind of give you an idea as to where you should probably be going on the map.
Oh, I see. Okay. Cool.
And speaking of which, also, there's just a map in general in the top corner, which I'm pretty sure you didn't have in the original.
Exactly. Like, again, folks, if you guys in the audience are just tuning in from the original Metroid series, you know that game does not have a map.
Most of the beginning is also just kind of me making fun of the ridiculously short range of your beam at the start of the game.
Oh yes, which is something that the original had too.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that. But now we got the long beam finally, so we don't have to worry about having freaking piss range.
Yay!
Did you say piss range?
He did say piss range.
Damn.
You actually can get through the blocks this time.
Yeah, and it looks like you can also shoot diagonally too.
Yeah, so that's the thing also with this is that you can use the L button, I think, on the like if whatever you're playing on basically, but that's like you can aim diagonally. You can aim diagonally upwards and downwards in both directions, and you can also shoot downwards if you're falling in the air.
Yay!
Which is very helpful.
Yes, very, very helpful. I really wish that the first game had that, the original game had that, rather.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can also, I'm pretty sure it also wasn't in the original since I never noticed it, but you also have the ability to crouch, which kind of lets you, kind of helps you shoot like enemies lower to the ground.
Yeah, there was no crouching ability in the original. If you just
I figured.
Yeah, if you just press down on the D-pad in the original, you would just crawl into the morph ball mode. That's it.
I see. Alright, yeah, it takes a little bit more work in this because you have to crouch first before you can go into Morph Ball, so it takes a little bit longer, but I mean, it's still pretty simple.
Yeah, it's like the crouching ability, like what you just did right there, is like pretty useful for just getting a lower angle without having to go into the Morph Ball mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is pretty cool. But, yeah.
Something else you're not really gonna see it too often, at least like pretty early on. But the game Zero Mission also gives you the ability to wall jump, like just straight out of the gate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it allows you to wall jump, and it's the type of one that allows you to just like keep wall jumping on the same wall over and over too, which is really nice.
Oh yeah, there was no wall jumping in the original. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's in Zero Mission that wasn't in the original. I mean, like I think I even said in the playthrough the original, there's like double the amount of power-ups that we're gonna be getting in this one. So there's definitely a lot here.
All right. So as far as I can tell from the scenery that we've seen here, is basically the developers took like the assets and the engines from Super Metroid and then applied them to the first game's design.
Yeah, I guess you can kind of say that. I mean, I don't really know how much I can say on that. So I've never played Super Metroid, or at least I never got far in it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, you never played Super? My guy.
I might have played like a half an hour of it on like the virtual console on the Wii U, but that was probably about it.
I see. Wait a minute.
Oh, worm!
Yeah, so that's another thing with Zero Mission. There's a lot of extra like mini bosses that you'll see kind of every now and then and stuff. But this is like the first one that we have, and it's actually kind of one of the. It's kind of trying to help you introduce you to the missiles, because we just got those a little bit ago, and you need those in order to actually kill this boss.
Oh, and you got the charge beam from that.
Yeah, you get the charge beam. You don't have to kill him if you don't want to, because he just kind of gives you the charge beam, but it can be useful if you actually decide to use it. I kind of forget about the charge beam.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Charging weapons, I usually just kind of forget that there is a charge ability, especially since you have to take the time out of your way to like actually.
Okay, here's the thing. You either forget them, or they're the most broken thing in the game. It's one or two.
Yeah. Thing about like charge shots, like in general, just in games in general, is that it takes a while for them to charge, and that's time away from like going away from your
not shooting
from your offensive capabilities. So not only are you charging, you're also trying to dodge everything that's coming your way. So that's why it's a bit annoying, and that's probably most likely why I forget I have charge abilities. Yeah. Well, like, what games are you thinking of, Carlos? Thinking.
Yeah, well, I need to think.
Loading. So, which power-ups are in this one? Because doesn't this one have more?
Yeah, this has a lot more power-ups. I mean, you're still gonna have stuff like the various suit and the ice beam and stuff, obviously. But there's also power-ups from other Metroid games, like you're gonna get the speed boosters and like the space jump later on and stuff. So.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, and there's also super missiles. I think that's another good example, actually. That you get
of a new one,
which is really good. Yeah, because I think the super missiles is like, what is it, like the power of like 5 or like 10 missiles? I can't remember.
I believe so. At least in Super, everything in Metroid, like all the red doors are always open with 5 missile shots. But I think the super missile just opens the red doors in one shot. So I think that would be 5.
Which also, if you didn't already notice, the red doors in this game, I mean, you still shoot them with regular missiles, but they only take 1 missile to open.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just 1 missile and you open a red door.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ethan, you're about to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The game I was thinking of mostly was DMC5.
Dang. Oh yeah.
Nero's charge shot is so fucking broken. Because since you're able to, because unlike other games where like you have to take away time from the, it's just you charge up like a gunshot, right? Meaning you can attack with your sword all you want or charge up your charge shot, and it does so much damage.
Nice.
For no reason. You'll see when you play the game.
So the room we just went through, that was where we got the bombs. I think that's also what I kind of briefly mentioned to you when we were doing the classic playthrough, how like when some rooms like look completely different in Zero Mission.
Yeah,
because in that room there was like a bunch of little like tiny bugs that you have to kill specifically with the bombs in order to actually like continue, because it's trying to show you how to actually use them.
Yeah, that's something that I noticed too. It's like, do like every single power-up rooms. Nice one, Josh. Do every single.
And this is kind of what I do for the. I mean, there's some of the parts that like don't take too incredibly long to backtrack. I just fast forward, but longer ones I'll just do like a fade effect.
Okay, cool. But I was saying, like every power-up room in this game, does each specific power-up room have its own design to teach you how to use the power-up?
Basically, yeah. Like once you get the power up, like you're basically going to have something like almost immediately afterwards that's going to require you to use it for the first time.
Okay, that's really cool, actually.
So I'm going through my games on the Xbox today, right? Another one that I use to charge attack a lot is Mega Man Zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I use the Thor to charge attack a lot in that. It does so much damage.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not big Mega Man aficionado, if you will, even though he's my main in Smash Ultimate.
He's your main? You must have played every game.
Like I've tried out Mega Man when I bought the Legacy Collection, the first
Legacy Collection.
Yeah, the Legacy Collection on Steam. I tried it out.
Well, Mega Man Zero is like a Mega Man X continuation, or these like separate timelines.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think like doesn't the timeline order go like Classic X, Zero, ZX, then Legends or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Something like that.
Cool. Yeah,
I've only. But you didn't play as Mega Man. You play as Zero.
Yeah, I see. I've only played like I've only played Classic X and Legends. I got to the final boss in Legends, then I gave up.
Really?
Yeah.
Legends that you got the first.
I gave up. Seriously, that boss is ridiculous. Oh, hello. Oh.
Yes, that's another thing with Zero Mission. There's also a lot more cutscenes and stuff, so this is kind of showing that like Mother Brain actually kind of knows that you're here.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Oh, that's a transition into Norfair. Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's like, oh, you know that meme is like, I sleep real shit. Samus boards the planet. I sleep. Samus goes into Norfair. Real shit.
Now some items like that missile tank, for example, you kind of saw. I just did a technique that's like the infinite bomb jump. If you time it right, you can basically just gain seemingly infinite height by just like constantly like just using bombs in your morph ball mode and stuff like that. Which if you're good at timing, it can definitely be really useful for skipping certain portions. But you're kind of supposed to use a different power up that we're actually going to get pretty soon here.
Yeah, I believe like the bomb jump, it's something you can do in every single 2D Metroid game, but thinking back on it, perhaps it was some sort of like design oversight back in the original, but then they could utilize it to their advantage in the later games. It's like, oh, we didn't know that could happen, but that's pretty cool. Let's do it on purpose now.
Yeah, we didn't know it could happen, so let's actually do it on purpose this time.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, because it does, from like looking at it, it does seem like a very unintentional thing, but it works.
Yeah, it just works.
It just does. Oh, and there's water in this game.
Yeah, there's actually water in this game. Yeah, you're not going to see it too incredibly often, at least not in like the beginning here, but it does exist, and it's really annoying because of how slow you move in it, and your jump is just trash.
It looks like it. And I saw we're in some Chozo ruins. What?
Yeah, this is a bit of a new area actually that we're in for the remake, and we got this weird unknown item that I guess is incompatible with our suit right now.
That's odd.
Yeah, and these unknown. There's a few unknown game, but they're gonna be a bit more important later on once we can actually use them.
Huh.
But for right now, they're just kind of like, ooh, what could this be?
Oh, so are those like these post game stuff that you're talking about?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, they're definitely like really late game like power ups which you can kind of use to to get certain items like kind of previous and you couldn't previously get earlier, you know, like.
Yeah, because I remember I remember you mentioning something like there are some items that you can only get post game and stuff, or like have items that only utilize in post game. That you said something about that in our original playthrough.
Yeah, there's certain power ups which I think some of them might be from like the mysterious ones that we'll get, but there's definitely one power up in particular that is basically the last one that we get, the last main power up we get in the game that like is required in order to actually like try to 100% the game, because there are certain blocks that you can't break until you have that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to be kind of backtracking a bit once we get pretty close to the end of the game, because there's going to be stuff we have to actually go back and collect that we couldn't get before.
So this is 100% run.
Yes, this is 100%, and I'll be honest, it was really painful to do because there were some items that I had a lot of trouble getting.
Oh man.
we'll get to those when we get to those.
Gotcha. Alrighty then. Oh man. I 100%. Josh 100%. Who's next?
I mean, I mostly kind of figured I 100% it, since I mean, like Zero Mission's also a really fast game, so I figured it wouldn't really be too big a deal. Like if I was like, oh, I'll just 100% it too, but it was really fucking difficult for me to do sometimes.
I see. Okay.
I love it.
I actually, like, before I recorded like this playthrough of me doing it for this commentary, I actually watched like some 100% videos just to kind of try to like get an idea as to what I'm supposed to do to 100% it.
I see.
Because I've never done it before. I watched like a walkthrough that was like a 100%, and then I saw like a 1 hour 100% speed run, and I was like, all right, I think this is good enough for like at least the first half of the game, and then I took a break and looked at the second half of it for the rest of it.
Were you gonna say something, Cameron?
I was. Eve, when you said you 100% and Josh 100%, and you said who's nice, and I'm thinking, okay, me trying to 100% Modern Warfare, I'd rather get struck by lightning.
Oh boy.
Because that is time and a goddamn half to do. Because the way you 100% is by collecting all the fucking intel in the game, and there's like almost like 70.
Oh god, that's ew.
Oh yeah.
Sounds annoying.
Now spread that upon every level, and I have to collect a shit ton every level.
Oh god.
That definitely sounds annoying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a certain mentality when it comes to like trying to 100% games, because like 100%ing is 100% in games is 100% optional. So
a better way of saying it would have been
Huh?
A better way of saying it would have been, it's completely optional.
Completely optional.
It's 100% optional.
100% is 100% optional. But besides the point, it kind of depends on the certain game that you're playing. Like, if the game is sort of like centered around like collecting items and stuff, and just basically making the number go up, so you have enough big enough threshold to make it to the final boss, right? So some mentality would say like, oh, the name of the game is to collect items. I might as well collect all of them, because I feel like that would be fun, and I'd probably have the best situation to get either the best stats or like the best ending.
I can become God.
I can become God. But from what I'm hearing is like, in terms of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, is like that game is not structured around collecting items. It's really structured around shooting people, right?
No shit.
Is Cameron there?
Cameron just died.
Oh no.
Yeah, he might have froze or something, I don't know.
I am not dead. Although, sometimes I wish I was.
Did you hear what I said?
Half. I kind of got lost in my own head.
Okay. I don't know what that means. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like the Call of Duty is not structured around collecting items. It's structured around shooting the shit out of people, right?
Essentially.
Yeah, which is probably.
I mean, the game just kind of tells you, hey, collecting this shit's optional if you want funny shit
yeah.
for when you play the game again. But it's like it's not a point of the game at all.
Exactly. So that's why I think there's a certain mentality. Is like if the game's not structured around collecting the items, you might as well not 100% it because it's.
Now, don't get me wrong. I have collected every piece of intelligence. And well,
on the PC version.
I do not want to do it again.
Gotcha.
Hence why I said I'd rather get struck by lightning.
I see.
Because you could spend 20 minutes roaming one mission around the entire map trying to find one piece of intel. And sometimes it can even be in a place you can't backtrack to.
Oh god.
So you have to restart from a different checkpoint. Sometimes you have to restart the entire game or the entire mission to get that piece of
The
intelligence.
entire game. But wow, okay.
Yeah, could you imagine that to be the entire game? You have to do it in one run.
If Modern Warfare played it like that, I would shoot myself.
RPGs are some RPGs are like that. Like where you can only get certain items at certain times.
Yeah, no, if Modern Warfare played like that, I'd just shoot myself.
Yeah, and with RPGs, yeah, I feel you, Carlos. Like, I never understood why exactly they close you off from areas from ever having to backtrack ever again, and that therefore you miss.
I don't know. I never really mind. I use check out everything either way. But don't always have that problem. I think it's more like a you problem though.
Okay.
Perhaps. Again, I'm not a big RPG guy, so at least we have one on our team right here, so he'll be able to tell us what's wrong with me.
I just like spending time doing random shit. RPGs give me that option.
I see. Alrighty then. So
Why the fuck are the ice attacks so fucking large compared to like the normal shots?
Josh?
Have you guys noticed that?
Hi. Carlos is talking. Yeah, they do appear to be like super huge. Especially even the difference between this and the original game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, because basically what you guys saw in the original game, like pretty much every single pellet was the same size.
Yeah.
But this one seems to be like, I would think, twice as large.
Oh yeah, definitely twice as large. Yeah, that is. Hey, look at that. That's the same E-tank that I was talking about. Hey,
Yeah, I know, right?
let's go.
and it's really easy to get if you know how to infinite bomb jump like that.
I
so.
hate. I don't know if it's because of the GBA screen. Like the ceilings seem a bit lower than everything in the original, or maybe it's like everything is bigger than in the original.
I don't really know, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, that's something a bit new. If you go into morph ball mode and you place a bomb when you're sitting in that, it basically gives you like a speed boost kind of thing that will just you upwards.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah. Oh, we're already in Kraid's lair. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is a really fast game.
Apparently. Oh,
It does help that Josh does seem to be fucking just fucking through this entire game like there's no tomorrow.
I mean, this is like the third playthrough I've done, I think, of just because I did this once on stream, and then I did this again because I know Ethan told me, it was like, all right, we're gonna do the classic Metroid and the Zero mission. Then I was like, actually no, I want to re-record it. I want this to be good. and so this is my third playthrough, like within like the last like month or two.
This is perfect.
Oh man, we all have those games.
So I really kind of know what I'm doing.
Don't we all have those games where we're like, man, why am I playing this for like a 4,000th time? I don't even like this game.
Yeah, why am I still playing this game?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
But it's not. I don't think it's just because that like Josh knows what he's doing, so he's going like super duper fast. I just think the game is faster in general.
That game does seem to be very much a fast kid. fast.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely kind of part of it too, because I mean, like, because Zero Mission came out like after Fusion, like they kind of already knew what they were doing with like these GBA like Metroid games, so like it's pretty fast.
I see. Yeah.
Especially when you compare it to like the really old one, like the classic Metroid, like that moved at a snail pace.
It certainly did.
Yeah.
Considering that there's no run button in that game either.
Well, I mean, there isn't really a run button.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Yeah, no, that's just kind of my regular speed. I mean, once I get the speed booster, I'm gonna be going like really fast at certain specific spots. But yeah, like the speed I've been moving at this entire time is just your default movement speed.
Oh, okay. That's good to know, because interestingly, like Super Metroid had a run button, so that's why I thought it just kind of carried over.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how you activate the speed booster in that game. But it's just
I see.
Yeah, but so like, does the speed booster in this game, since there is no run button, does it just happen like automatically or whatever?
Yeah. Once if you just continue running for a certain amount of time, it just kind of activates automatically.
I see. Alrighty then.
We'll see you next time where we continue speed running Metroid Zero Mission.